What did I say it was? The 93rd episode, 94th? I don't even know. Welcome to the 94th episode of Wayne's World and Kelly, with our special guest coming on, who's actually our permanent guest host. But we want to go ahead and recap, and I don't even know if we're going to be able to think of any of the names of people that have been on the show. We've had close to 90 people on the show since we started. And I looked it up, and I've looked up some people we know. The average, of course, is 2.7 episodes. We're doing 94 now. I saw one that somebody we know in the business in South Florida made it 3 episodes. I thought it was 1. I'm sitting corrected. That person made it 93. I mean, I'm 3, just 3 episodes. But it's tough, and there's always a challenge. You know, Wayne has a couple businesses he's running. You know, I've got my golf and my business that I'm involved with. That was easy. And we do a lot of volunteer work, and we do a lot of all kinds of things. And to do this, I don't think people understand the gravity of what it takes for us to put the show together and get it out week in and week out. But we're committed. The show doesn't necessarily have to be good, but it's coming at you. We try to make it good, and we get some great guests. And then I think the guests make the show, but we're consistent. And I think it's an important thing in life is to be consistent, whether it's consistent to your family. Oh, I just got a note from our, so here, real time, we had a huge guest, huge. He just sent me a text. He goes, I just realized that I missed this. And my assistant didn't tell me. He really has an assistant. This guy's, he's the real deal. But he apologized. He's at his daughter's school event. We'll bring him back on. So that's how we roll. But we're still putting the show out there. And we got somebody else coming in. We got Nouchelle coming in, or Shelly, as we like to call her. Wayne, you're being very talkative. Is it my fault?
Pretty much. Yeah. No, it's funny when you were talking about, some of the greatest hits from some of the folks we had on. I probably have to think maybe my favorite one was when we had our guest that owns, what is it, New Smyrna Beach Property Management, Sheila McCollum. Was that her? And you literally carried the entire show, and then finally at the end of just you and her talking, you said, Wayne, do you have anything that you'd like to say? And I just said, goodbye.
It was one little brother messing with his older brother. He's like,
dude, that was so funny.
It was, and we're going on really well. And then I'm like going, oh, I know what he's doing. And right. I'm not gonna take the hook. But it's fun. There's, whenever I watch stuff or listen to radio programs or TV shows, whatever, and they have those inside jokes, it annoys me. I don't like it. Especially when they go, oh, well, I was talking to somebody. I can't tell who it was, but they're a really important person. Da, da, da. It's like, come on, if you can't let us in, So we do try to let you guys in on our jokes that we do to each other. Because, y'all know Wayne, right? The guy over there. He likes to bring up things that makes me uncomfortable, that I don't want to talk about.
I do. Oh, I do. I love that.
He takes great pleasure in it. But there's certain things that we will not talk about on the show. One time we blew it. We had the great Eric Glazer on the show. We got Shark Month coming up in July again. It's an annual thing. And I haven't told him yet, but he's going to be on. We've got 4 attorneys that will be on talking about all the fun things that are going on in the state of Florida. We don't talk politics. And man, Eric was fired up.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? And the guy's brilliant, and he's right. I mean, the guy cares about his country. I wish he would run for office. I think he would be a phenomenal congressman. He's the real deal. But it was pretty funny because I'm sitting there going, well, so much for never talking about politics on our show.
Right. Well, I don't recall if you and I brought up any issues. I think that he kind of went and rolled with it, and we let him do it.
That was great.
To me,
That's yours and my rule. We don't give any rules. The only thing we ask our guests not to do is use bad words.
Right.
And, the great Dutch oven, Derek Holland, who's been on 3 times and he'll probably be on again soon. The great pitcher from the Texas Rangers, and he dropped a few, but they weren't. It's okay. He doesn't do it to do it. It did accentuate what he was trying to say, but it was pretty funny. I think I said hell or damn before it even started, so we were all laughing. Because I'm so worried about him. Because on the golf course,
oh boy,
that guy's mouth. Whoa! No, actually, he's a great golfer. He doesn't. It's me under my breath saying things.
Are you a better golfer than he is?
Oh no! Oh come on, that guy's a professional athlete.
Doesn't matter. There's professional athletes that can't golf. We all know that, dude.
I think Derek could do anything he wants and be great at it. He really, I'm in awe of not only his physical skill and his tenacity, but he's also brilliant. No, he's a heck of a guy.
So could he go? Could he actually go up to a dueling pianos bar and play one of the pianos
and sing? I don't think so.
The guy that gave me my car service ride back from the airport a few days ago, he went on a cruise, and I said, "Oh, what was your favorite part of the cruise?" And he said, "Dueling pianos."
I love it.
I didn't talk to him for the rest of the trip. I did not talk to him for the rest of the trip.
A week or two ago, I go walking out on a Friday or Saturday night in the neighborhood. It was right after everybody left. We had a late season this year. People stuck around a lot longer than normal. And so I go walking into the piano bar here. I don't know the name of it. And Mickey's.
Probably Losers.
And these 2 guys are up there playing. And they were terrible. I mean, they sucked. They were so bad. I couldn't believe it. And they were, normally they have talented people there. And actually, a friend of a lot of ours, actually, he's John Marx's next door neighbor, lives a couple doors down from him. His name's Danny something, but he goes by Danny Del Rey. And he sings and plays piano, and he does a lot of great stuff. He's really talented. So apparently he's doing some Wednesday night gigs where they're doing with another player. But wow, I love music. I don't think you have the highbrow taste of music that I have. I think that might be the issue.
If you're saying dueling pianos is highbrow music.
They play a lot of great stuff. And the whole idea is you give them 10, 20 bucks and you try to stump them with a song or whatever, but these guys are, even over at Mickey's, are usually good. But this was a night where these guys just really were terrible. And then they've got a drum set, and one of the guys started over and he's playing it was really bad. I'm like, this is why Wayne doesn't like dueling pianos, because of people like you.
I got to tell you, man, like I said, I think 1994 called and it's looking for its dueling pianos back. That's so early 90s, dude.
You and I are going to be in Vegas at some point in the next year or two together. And we're going to go down to New York, underneath, get a couple slices of non-Chicago pizza, get some New York pizza, and go to dueling pianos, and you're going to have the time of your life.
Said no one ever.
Hey, call in. Call up. Where's my cell phone? Oh, call me. Yeah, this isn't a call-in show. But no, there's people that have that love that I do.
Yeah, they're called bachelorette parties.
Hey, listen, I will go to any bachelorette party that somebody wants to invite me to. That's one of the advantages of my name. I was just invited to some big women's conference in South Florida a couple of days ago. I was thinking about going.
Well, dude, that's so funny.
It happens all the time. It's hysterical.
Well, I think you could probably do that now, right? With the current political climate.
Oh, what are they going to say?
That's my point.
I got my ticket. You invited me.
Right.
I would enjoy it.
I don't think
I'm gonna go look at my emails. I might go register.
I don't think that they could do anything to you. I really don't.
I wonder what
Right?
Nouchelle would think about that.
Well, if she ever gets on, let's ask her because I'm a little crabby because I just got home from a trade show in Orlando. God, the traffic there, dude. Oh my God. Wow.
Like you mean on I-4?
Oh boy, we have something we're gonna ask you. Where's your lovely face? I just don't see it right now. There we go.
That's my girl.
Street. Hey, Bert. Hey, Ernie.
Where's Ernie? Okay, Bonnie, let's go.
Yeah, well, we're talking about dueling pianos. We might as well segue into freaking puppets. So yeah, let's just dumb this show down. We got a question to ask you, Shelley.
Wait a second before we ask her a question. Remember, July is Shark Week, Shark Month.
Shark Week. July is Shark Week.
Shark Month. I just realized that I had this shark over here. It's Miss Prop Woman.
I'm coming to eat your little face.
Wait, is that that's what's that guy's? It's
First of all, did you all give the disclaimer that literally you wanted to try out here's Johnny. So here I am, folks.
Yay.
So Nouchelle now recognizes herself as Johnny.
Well, that'll segue into what?
What's up, my brother?
What's up, my brother?
Well, I have no idea what we're talking about anymore. So where are you?
Well, listen, I just came away from this beautiful boat called Miss Ruby. Can you imagine? I always talk about Grandma Ruby, and to be on the water with Miss Ruby, only Kelly and Wayne can pull me off and put me on I-4 traffic.
Okay, because you've got your screen blurred, we can't see your puppet, so you have to keep the puppet down.
Yes, thank you very much for keeping said puppet down.
See, I am unblurred, so
hey,
my
Wayne,
little
I love
shark
your project with
Shark
your
Month
son. You see my little project man here?
Yeah, we can't see him.
Thank you. I noticed that you commented on that project, and I guess my partner in the Terminator Clip inventor, he put that up on Facebook, and it's got like almost 10,000 views and tons of likes and everything. And the whole thing about what we wanted to do is show literally how easy it is to do, because Jake had, he's known about the clip, but I never showed him how to do it. And the only time I had ever did an install was when we had it up on a display in our office in Minnesota. But to do that actually on a project, and I just said, let's make sure we get this thing right the first time. And we did, just to show how easy it is. So thank you for watching that.
Oh, I'm a fan. We are fans.
Thank you very much.
Can I just tell you? So Cisco, this little thing is so comforting. It is like my little Linus blanket. It's so nice and sharp. It comes from Cisco, and it's like the things they give you in therapy for your little fingers to get it white.
I thought they made networking gear.
Yeah.
Are they
Penn
doing
University
now? What's that?
Penn University is where they went to college and set up Cisco, the network system.
They went to Stanford,
this is the other Cisco. I'm a foodie.
I think it's Penn University of Pennsylvania. We'll check. Should we put a wager on it and pay ourselves next show? I'll bet you $20 University of Pennsylvania. You can go with Stanford.
I love this time together. Hey guys, how are you?
Look at this. He's actually
really
he's
good.
Looking it up. $100.
Oh, Kelly, you better put your Google on.
I'm thinking he's looking it up. Let's do the wager.
I'll bet you $20.
Oh crap! Is it Stanford?
Too. Who can type the fastest?
I'm not looking it up. He is. I'm pretty sure. I would have bet big bucks. It was
Stanford. You owe me $20.
Okay, $20. I'll give it to you. Oh,
God. Well, that was easy money. Really easy money.
Want a plate of cheese?
Ooh,
yeah.
what kind of cheese?
The Kelly got in the Nazi bar. Whoops. Oh, whoops.
We're at this biker bar.
He
You know,
took
That
a
was
drip.
awkward. That was
We're-
awkward.
we're at this biker bar, and this guy walks by. I saw him in the bathroom. I said hi to him. He seemed like a nice guy. And you know, you want to be nice to big bikers everywhere.
Especially in a bathroom, right? I mean,
And
what
then-
can go wrong there? Hey,
So he goes walking by the table, and I go, that guy was in the bathroom. He's huge. And Wayne's, that's a big guy. And he goes, he's got a Nazi patch on the back of his. I'm looking like, oh my God, what is wrong?
Where
with
were
this guy?
you?
Huh?
was it Sarasota, Fort Myers? Where was it, dude?
Yeah, Fort Myers.
Yeah, Fort Myers.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was bizarre. So then, to make it even funnier, not that that's funny, that was kind of weird. I ordered some cheese for my salad, and so this girl comes over and she brings a plate with a cheese, a slice of cheese, like it's not really cheese. It's like she took it out of the plastic and laid it on the plate as just one of them. Then a few minutes later, our server came over. She actually brought me some real nice shredded cheese, but we were just laughing. It's very funny.
Yeah, and the cheese girl was about 2 feet tall.
She was, yeah, her head came up to the table. And that was about it.
I can't even. We're not supposed to call them dwarfs anymore. What do they call them? Like
little people.
follically challenged
They're
little
famous.
people.
They're famous now. They got their own shows, buddy.
Yeah. So speaking of shows, we were talking about some of our favorite shows. And I think that was going to be our subject. It's on some of our past guests that we've had on the show that I think that all but two, I've always said I thought were fantastic, and one of those you thought was great. So, you know, maybe we're striking pretty good on great guests.
Well,
But-
you're almost at 100. What, the 100th episode?
Yeah, we're at 94.
Shucks. And you have
Yeah.
what's the percentage of great guests? What, 90%?
95%. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
We've been
winning, baby.
unbelievably
You're winning.
fortunate. Last week we had Rick, who was the COO and president of Roto-Rooter.
Oh my God, I'm
Amazing guest.
still like singing Kumbaya from that,
Yeah.
man. Just
I mean,
totally blew me
What-
out.
I could talk to that guy for days. I mean, he was amazing. And he came from nothing. He left home. I don't know if we even talked about it on the show. When he was 18, his father had some issues, and he talked about it on national TV on that Undercover Ball. So it's not like I'm telling a secret about him. But his dad had a drinking problem, and his mom was pretty quiet about it and tolerant. So at 18, he said bye, and he paid his way through college, and he forged his way to being, operating one of the top, country companies in the country. That's over 100 years old, and he came and served at the top. I mean, just a great guy. And instead of retiring, he retired and before he was finished up his career, he went and got his MBA so he could teach on the university level. I mean, I love stories like that. I very inspirational. Just a great human being.
What stood out to me about that, our audience doesn't always know our backgrounds, or they may have heard it, a long time ago. They don't get to know these every episode because we don't come on like that, right? You and Wayne, you come on and you just get right into the jugular. But that is a history in my family, and I came from the shadows of that, and so I have so much respect for those of us who are so far not left or right. We're just focused on saying, you know what, there's got to be a better way, even if we don't see it. It's not that we're running away or fleeing or whatever. We're just looking.
Oh man, I hate when people freeze when they're making a great comment. But she froze. So I'm going to keep going with it. I am the product of an alcoholic mother.
When you find someone like yourself,
she's back.
Personally, but I suffered so much. From that lifestyle with my mom. But I wasn't going to say that, but that came out, that moment of truth. But what really stuck me was Wayne's reaction. Like I love it when you type something, you could tell when you're on the go, but you stopped and you wrote like a little paragraph about last week's show. And I was like, yes, That's when you know it's gone real deep. That reaction was just everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think, one of my favorite sayings is behind every person that has suffered, is a story that gave them no choice, right? It's like people look at in the small snapshot that they have of life when we have a brief interaction, or maybe even a little longer one like we had with Rick last week. It's there's things that people go through that people have no idea. That's why, it seems like we've been in this place in America stuck for so long about how quick we are to judge people. You have no idea, none, zero, right? So maybe to show a little bit of compassion and a little love to people, because you don't know what they came from, right?
So Nouchelle, you froze up a little bit. So I was kind of doing a weird little, I don't know if I've ever mentioned on the show, my mother was an alcoholic, and she drank pretty much until she passed. She was a loving alcoholic, and I watched how it affected her life, and she made it 87 years, but she was pickled. It was amazing. But there were definitely some dark moments. I remember when I was in elementary school and high school, where she was drinking too much. And she came from Ireland. Her parents were immigrants. My grandfather lived in 91. He drank too much. A lot of alcoholism in her family. I made a choice when I was in my 20s. What do I want to be?
Right.
Do I want alcohol to control my life? And I remember I had broken up with a girlfriend. I had a bunch of people coming over to my apartment in Philadelphia. And I'm like, do I want to drink the alcohol? And it kind of did a stupid thing. I poured it all in several bottles, and I poured it all down the drain, when I should have just saved it for my friends. But I thought that was like a pivotal moment. And now I'll have a Guinness every once in a while, or a glass of, I'll take a whiskey shot and I'll nurse 3 sodas with it. But I made a choice in my life. What's more important to me? My health, and how alcohol affects others? And it affected different family members, and I can't speak of them, but I know it affected different family members in my house, but to me, I don't feel like I was that affected. I think it just made me make a decision where I don't want to have that in my life. And it breaks my heart when I see people choose smoking weed and drinking all the time, as opposed to living life. And there's so much more out there than having an addiction. But great people come out of, like Rick, came out of that life, and he's had such an influence on so many people. It's incredible.
And I think that's what makes him like what we would call a master teacher, if you will. I know they have all these master classes, right? Right. Somebody who has actually treaded through the hot water, who has journeyed through the ocean, right? Who has swam against all odds upstream constantly. Because when you come out of that kind of lifestyle and you have to fend for yourself, there is no one there to tell you go the right way. That's something inside. That's a fight that is so delicious. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's something that would have been a great question. Why didn't you ask that, Wayne? You should have said, who were your mentors? I don't think we asked him that. I know he's a mentor to a lot of others.
I know that. I mean, I got bounced off that call early. Because the reception ended. So but like both you and Nouchelle, I could have talked to him for hours just about the commonality. The thing that I liked about how he was saying, when you're talking to a frontline worker, right? And, you and I, we come from the same background. They can smell that BS a mile away. It's right. I think, the guy's pretty seasoned in life, knowing that stuff is just going to be counterproductive to what he wants to do, which is be a true leader. And, you're not being truly authentic when you're making crap up like that. Right.
Right. Yeah. I know people like that. I grew up in a Puerto Rican neighborhood. Well, you were giving me a hard time. Wayne and I were talking yesterday or whenever it was, and I told him that I'm half country club, half redneck. And he's like, that's not even possible.
I'm sure he didn't argue. You do see the redneck in this dude, right?
But Wayne argued with me. He's not buying it. And I'm like, dude, there's a definite redneck in me.
What is it? Your Leonard Skinner tape?
Listen, I
mean, peanut butter and jelly on Wonder Bread. I mean, what the hell are you talking about? Country Clubber, Silver Spoon.
I cleaned buildings when I wanted to do it because my older brothers and sisters always worked. You know, my parents used to say, "You're guests at the country club. It's not your membership." And I'm like, "Well, I know
you're still at a country club."
And it was a country club, but I also cleaned ashtrays at Dudley Martin Chevrolet in Battlefield Ford. It used to be Eustis Merchants Battlefield Ford. And I, you know, and R.B. Thomas was an architect firm, which I became fascinated with architecture by cleaning their place up.
Hey, Frank Lloyd, right? I'm not really hearing anything that says that you are a part redneck. How about you?
I worked at Skippy's Texaco at the gas station, changing tires, driving. You know, I used to ride the wrecker around. I was 14 years old when I started there. Now on Sundays,
Johnny,
it's not driving around the parking lot. But no, you know, it's. I mean redneck in the best possible way. You know,
is that possible to be a redneck in the best possible way?
Huh?
Come on, Leonard Skinner.
I rode bareback.
Okay, I'm not touching
also, now
that
he's a cowboy because he's been to Davie, he's been to the rodeo.
That's right.
Now he's a cowboy. Right.
Well, that's what you know. Rednecks are. You know, I work.
I live in Davie.
I mowed lawns. I used to ride my bag and drag my lawnmower across town to do Bill Stevens. He was a great attorney in Manassas. And, you know, I did Jack Ratcliffe's house. Jack Ratcliffe. I used to mow his lawn.
Don't know him. Don't know Jack Radish.
Great insurance agent from Manassas, Virginia. Molly Hairover's
all of them. You know, I know this, and I eat Wonder Bread and listen to Leonard Skinner, and I don't know, dude. You know,
you get a red check, and you get a redneck,
yep.
and you get.
I knew the bass player for Root Boy Slim.
I don't even know who that is.
And you know, friends with Johnny Zachanikis, one of the world's greatest heavy metal guitar players.
Don't know. We got to get back to earth now. I mean, okay. Easy.
Listen, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm a multifaceted background.
I think today, Wayne, you and I need to check his GPS to see where he's been. That he feels the need to just let us know. I'm gonna hammer this. I'm redneck.
Right. I'm redneck. I eat coleslaw.
I'm just being me. I'm not trying. I don't want anybody to think I think I'm somebody else.
Oh my God.
Somebody asked me, was I a city person or a mountain person? I said, I grew up in the suburbs. You know, I love the city and I love the mountains. I prefer the ocean, but I grew up in the burbs.
Rick said no redneck ever. Said no redneck ever. Rednecks don't say they grew up in the suburbs. They grew out like.
I grew up in the suburbs.
Right.
I'm a pirate.
Right.
What?
It's redneck. I mean, it's. I could believe it or not, I could take a Briggs and Stratton engine, tear it down, and put it back together in middle school.
I can bring home the bacon.
That was a good commercial. I remember that one.
That's the wrong Kelly.
That's the wrong Kelly. Wrong gender.
But you know what's funny?
You know the next line of that song is "Never Let You Forget You're a
No,
what?"
Don't forget. But you started talking about architecture, and that's so funny how we are connected. Because I was going to bring up when we were talking about Rick, I was going to bring up my favorite line of all times from The Fountainhead, Anne Ryan, which is about how
love the book.
Oh my God,
love that book. Oh my God,
we both had strength, but no courage, right? Like when when he was talking, that's what I was thinking about. When you brought up architecture, I was like,
Howard Rourke.
Yes.
Howard Rourke.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead are two books that I can tell you that my foundation is built on. The two best books I've ever read by the same author. And that's just, you know, great reference.
Og Mandino, greatest salesman in the world.
Og Mandino, or what's his name?
Yeah. Og Mandino, greatest salesman in the world. Great book. And the woman that cleans my place moved my Bible. I was
Yeah, I
gonna say
don't think
Bible
rednecks
and
don't have maids.
Life Without Limbs.
Oh, he went to see. Yes, he went to see him.
Couple great books.
Well,
Nick, if you're out there, we'd love to have you on the show.
I knew it was coming. Get that plug. Get that plug.
Yep.
But I wanna talk to you gentlemen about next month, right? June is coming. It's coming quick. It's the half of, it's like a baseball game. We are at the bottom of the year.
I know.
It's hard
scary.
to believe.
It is scary, but talking about books.
And then what's July? What's July?
No, wait. Oh, he's got the shark.
Shark
Who
Month.
let the sharks out?
Stop that.
But I was given a book, right? Talking about books. It's called The Invisible Ache by Courtney Vance. And we all know him from the famous Police show, right? And anyway, this Invisible Ache is talking about men identifying their pain and reclaiming their power. What is so precious about it is his wife, who is Angela Bassett, she writes in the front of the book, right? And I am thinking about Man Cave that's coming up next month. Kelly's, a profound piece, a component of this Men's History Month, Men's Health Month, right? This is the segment that I have my two friends on, right? And I met Wayne, when I met you, you were covering so much of the convention center, right? You always, he's like, man on the
run. we got to see if Wayne can pop down there that evening.
Absolutely.
Bob Coy's going to be there, another great guest on the show. He responded today that he'll be there.
It's going to be incredible, and it's men for men discussing all things mental health, all things wellness, all things fun, all things competitive. Like, it's just an awesome time for the men to come together and just chat. Like, you could, the fountainhead in the room, you know what that conversation is going to bring to life? The other intellectuals that can relate. Like, when you say that book, if you haven't read it, you can't like fake it.
No, you can't fake. You can't fake Ayn Rand. You cannot fake her. No way.
No way. Intense. So for people that don't know, so we did it last year, and we had a great turnout in a miserable rain.
It was crazy storm
and wind, but it was an incredible event, and everybody stuck around because they want to go back out in the rain. But we had some great speakers, some great. It was just a great event. You have all these women events, all this women empowering women. Y'all got all the power anyway. But
I got power. Okay.
And so are women in welcome? What's the word on that? So
here's the thing, because it's in support of men, right? So we like to set up, if you accidentally drop by, we don't ask you to leave. You know how many times Kelly has accidentally dropped in while he was playing his role, practicing his role for Superman? I'm just dropping in.
I usually fly in, but
we really would like to have this exclusively men for men, right? So that you can have that safe space, and that you can relate, connect, and all those other good things. And what we love about this particular space, Kelly, as we will do our walkthrough as we do as customary, Robert Lozano, you're gonna have to walk through with us, right? There is a space for women aside. If they accidentally come, we can actually go to the side, intentionally, and give the guys their space that they need to just flex and relax.
Yeah, so
isn't that called a bar? Well, no, I mean, I'm just conversing because I'm just listening. Okay. A safe space for men is called a bar.
We can
we used to call it the basement or the garage growing up.
Right. Right. So I'm seeking clarification here. So I'm going to actually be serious for like maybe 30 seconds.
Got it.
Why do men need a safe space? Define what a safe space is for men, and why.
He's saying that it's going to be a bunch of men, and we can just talk openly and freely without women interjecting in and tell us what to do.
Yep, man cave. What we hear from the men is that man cave is their safe space. Maybe I'm using
We
the
actually
wrong
did
word.
it at
I
the
don't know.
cave last year.
What does a man cave mean to you, Wayne?
Well, I actually have one. It's in Minnesota, and it's called an automotorplex. So it's actually zoned industrial, but what we do is you like pay a designer to kind of pimp it out, and all of the people's exotic cars go in there, and they have like events. So like the last weekend, the last Saturday of every month, there's an event called Cars and Coffee. So the public comes in and they can take a tour of what we'll call man caves. I guess that would be is that like a safe space, because people actually, they go in there and they have their cars and they have events there, like German Auto Club, the Porsches and stuff will come
That
in.
you could just be yourself, right?
So on June 6th, we're having this event sponsored by Women Empowering Women, but it's for the men. And so all men, high and low, can come June 6th. We'll post the location. What's the name of the place?
Zona Village.
Are there going to be any rednecks there?
Kelly.
I'll be there.
Oh, right. Okay, so we got a half. Kelly's half redneck, half country club.
And a cowboy in Davie.
That is awesome. I'd like to see you dressed up like that, Pumpkin. That is.
We checking those boxes, Wayne. We're checking those boxes.
Boom.
Listen, Wayne. I got my hat.
Open.
Oh, okay.
Did you notice that?
I just wanted.
That's my hat from Davie. We had incredible. I can't wait till next year.
Yep, from the rodeo, the #1 pro rodeo in the United States.
It was incredible. we really do everything in South Florida. We got to wrap it up in the next couple of minutes. For a nothing show, we talked about a lot of stuff. But
we did. We got a lot covered. It was fun.
But one thing we did cover, which was very important. What is it in July?
Oh, Dolphin Day.
I freaking love this.
You do.
So that's June 6th. We're going to have the men's event. Wayne, hopefully you can come down for it. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Be unbelievable.
I'll have to see what city I'm in.
Right. I know. So I try to stay Monroe County, Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach. That's my world. And Volusia County.
Cave is worth you jumping a flight from wherever you are and making it down. It's in the afternoon. It's in the evening. It's 6 p.m. So if you could wrap up wherever and get in and jump in one of those famous Ubers and talk to us from the back seat of the car. Hello, this is Wayne. I'm on my way, please. It will so be worth the while. Trust me.
Shelly, just to be in your physical presence would be good enough for me. You are just such always good energy. And, I definitely appreciate you making yourself available to kind of fill up the air that we were left that was empty. But thanks a lot. And seriously, I love whenever you're around.
Well, this is so cool. I just want to, thank you all again. When June gets ready to come around, I get so excited. People are like, you go into overdrive. This is a time we get a chance to say thank you and to celebrate the men in the industry, the brothers that hold us up, that lift us up. And we try to go all out, and we're going all out once again. You have great partners. You'll see the print collateral on LinkedIn and Facebook and on your text messages. Your RSVP should say, yes, check another box.
Checking another box. I got you.
My LinkedIn has it. So you know what? Also follow us on YouTube. Follow us on LinkedIn. Follow us on Facebook. Someday I went out and bought, I don't know did I tell you this, Wayne? We now own waynesworldandkelly.com.
Nice.
Come on. Are you serious, dude?
I love it.
I bought it for $2 at GoDaddy.com.
That is hilarious.
So it's at some point, Richard Worth, who is our technical guy, hopefully he can figure out how to put everything on there.
I love it.
He will. Oh, yeah, you guys are taking it. You're doing the darn thing.
I got a little
All right,
embarrassed
well-
last week. I started talking about our sponsors and I hadn't told Rick that our sponsors are fake. And I'm sitting like going, I hope that he doesn't think that we're making money off of having him on the show. Cause now if we did, there'd be nothing wrong with it, but I'd like to disclose that if we ever did. It's not our intention. We do this.
I learned a word from that. It's called ceremonial. They're just there, for.
Yeah, that's good.
I
It
do it
works.
because we pay homage to either friends or humor.
Right.
Early on we had Volvo and Cadillac, and because I drive a Volvo and Wayne drives a Caddy. And my granddaughter's name is Callaway, so I do Callaway Golf and Callaway Water. I got a water. I think I threw it away. I finished it. All I do now is drink Callaway water. I got no connection to it. I sponsor.
Oh my goodness, where's my box water? Shucks.
And then some of them are just our friends, that we do, and just whatever. Dawn Miller is a friend of the show and a friend of ours. So her and
yeah, but we don't have any tar on the program.
What's that?
We don't have any tar on the program for Dawn.
You know what we should do, Wayne? We should put the stripes on up.
We had her on the show. What's her famous line?
Who?
What's her famous line? If you don't use the paving lady, it's your own asphalt.
It's your own asphalt.
I like that. I haven't heard that, but that's
hysterical. How's that for a closing? So listen, June 6th, we're doing it. We got a lot of exciting guests, very powerful people coming on the show in the next several weeks. Very exciting.
Awesome.
One of them is a teaser. Both. One guy affected the world.
The big world.
And
he's going to be awesome.
We've communicated, and he's coming on the show soon. And the guy he's an absolute hero. He absolutely shows. He spent 20 years fighting for people before he got a victory. 20 years. I mean, that's incredible fortitude. I mean, that's so a lot of exciting people coming up.
I can't be in the box here, but I'll be sitting back watching it when you put it on, the first to click.
Sometimes you will be on, sometimes you won't.
Box. Check the box.
The box.
All right, kids. All right. Have a great rest of the week. Love you all. Appreciate all of our viewers, all 7 of you. You're the best. And if you have any questions, email me directly through LinkedIn.
Bye.
Yeah. Ciao, kids.